Hey everyone, I'm James. With me is John,
I'm John.
and we tried to podcast. Today we have two special guests with us today. We have Garrett,
Hello, everyone.
and we have Michelle.
Hey, I'm Michelle.
And today is a very special podcast, not only because we have special guests, but because we are talking about our past creative pursuits and how we maybe didn't succeed in those things. We failed. We fucked up. We suck.
We were shit.
Whoa.
Okay, maybe not you guys.
Garrett's like, I was great. It wasn't my fault. It didn't work.
I wouldn't consider it a failure. Just a pause.
Good. We'll get into it, but
Yeah. So we each have tried to attempt something, and maybe it didn't go as well as we wanted, not as well as this podcast is going right now, as this is actually being put out to the public. So I think what we're going to start with, we'll each introduce what our creative pursuits were and when we started them. I guess, John, you want to go first?
sure. I didn't want to, but I could.
I mean, I can go first, like, if you want.
No. I can go first.
Okay.
Believe in you, John.
Now I feel pressure that I didn't feel a second ago.
I'm sorry.
Should we also just maybe mention Michelle is John's girlfriend, and
yeah.
Garrett is John's friend.
I feel like if you've been listening to podcasts, you should know, but yes, they are the ones that I've mentioned.
Yes.
Times.
And actually, this is the first time I've directly spoken to Michelle, so that's interesting.
Oh, shoot.
James.
That's true.
He doesn't want to join our Fortnite lobbies.
Oh.
I've never been invited.
No, not you. Michelle doesn't want to join.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you did. You did join one. We did one.
Yeah.
I did join one.
Yeah, but not with
you know.
James. Not with James.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was only
Yeah,
one.
I don't.
But...
Whatever. Yeah. Jonathan, start.
Okay. So, one of my creative pursuits was I wanted to do a web series, and it kind of came together like in a really weird way. Like, I mean, I guess in a way that like a lot of small things start, right? You just meet a group of people, you have similar interests, you start, throwing things out. It was like really exciting, right? I had a friend who introduced me to a group of his friends, and that was kind of one of the points of the group. Like, they did a lot of things together, but like one of the things was that there was a lot of creative people in this group, right? And so the hope was that they would actually do things that wasn't just, hang out. So when I started meeting some of these people, we kind of split off into like a smaller group that, we were interested in certain things. We were watching like a lot of YouTube stuff at the time. Like, I don't know if anyone in our audience other than the people that were involved will know like about Mars Argo and people like that, but we all were like hooked on those things at that time. So we were like getting inspired by that, kind of like the random nature of it. Like, they did like social commentary and stuff, but it also was just total nonsense at the same time. Like, it was like if you just watch one individual video, it feels so surreal. It feels like you're like, what the fuck am I watching right now? You know what I mean? Like, trying to think of an example, but I can't right now for some reason.
I remember you telling me about some YouTuber called Poppy.
Yeah, that was like
something like that.
That was like something that came after when the Mars Argo and like so the original creators were Mars Argo and Titanic Sinclair, who turned out to be an abuser. So not the biggest fan now. But when they split up, he teamed up with another person, and her name is Poppy. Well, that's her nickname, I think, but that became like her stage name.
Right.
And they kind of like continued where he left off, and it was different, but it was very similar. And so there's a
Okay.
whole drama with that too, like stolen ideas and, but you remember I showed you some of that stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
remember how
So,
weird it
yes,
was?
it was gonna
So,
be something like that.
y it was not gonna be it
As weird.
it wasn't gonna be as weird, but there was, like, cool imagery that, like, one of the people came up with, like, it was just gonna be kinda random. It was gonna tell a longer story though, but there was gonna be things that were, like, not real, like, I just remember one scene that we were talking about trying to figure out how to film where it's like she's, like, bleeding from her ear, but it's water, and then, like, fish, like, little goldfish are, like, streaming out every once in a while. I'm not gonna get into, like, the why and all that, but, like, actually, sometimes I don't think we knew why. Sometimes it was, like, just something we thought of and was like, we wanna figure that out.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But,
There was a whole day where like we were trying to figure out how to make the blood look real.
oh, yeah, Michelle was involved.
Forgot that was actually how we met.
Kind of. But that was the reason why we kept seeing each other for, like, a period of time when we were just, like, getting to know each other or whatever.
Yeah,
But, yeah, for me, I was like, "Oh, this is my chance to start filming something and to just see it and to, like, start trying to build, like, not only, like, a know-how, like, a knowledge of, like, how to get certain shots, lighting, and stuff like that, but to, like, get some kind of stuff out there, start building a portfolio, And also, I was really interested in what we were doing because, like, everyone involved was, I thought, creative in some way, and honestly, like, the main person is very creative. Like, she's very creative, and she was always coming up with stuff, so I was, like, so down. I felt I could do something with these people, and we all had the time, None of us were
yeah.
really doing anything, and we could hang out pretty much every day. So, I was like, this is gonna work. But
Well, we'll get into maybe some more of the details past that, but just two questions.
Mhm.
What exactly was your role during that?
So I guess what I saw, what it seemed like, the way we were doing it, and what I wanted to do was essentially be like the creative director, like,
Okay.
or even just a director. Maybe the main person was the creative director. It was kind of like fluid because it was just a group of people just like trying to help
Right.
each other do something. But I was definitely the director in the beginning, and I felt like in my mind, it was my job to, like, not only make it look as good as we could make it with nothing, but also, keep it on rails in a sense, right?
I feel like you were responsible for a lot of the visions coming to life. You know, trying to
Yeah,
make it happen.
yeah, and I would take over, like, scenes, like, someone would have an idea and we start doing it, but then I'm the one that's, like, on the floor going like, "This is how we're doing it," you know what I mean? Getting the angle and, you know, yeah, directing. Pretty much I was the director.
Okay. And like around what time, like what year would you say? How long ago was this?
2017.
All right. Well, I think we should move on to the next person. Let's go with Garrett. We Garrett hasn't spoken in a second.
That's okay. It's okay. So I about a year ago, me and a group of friends, like kind of like this, just wanted to start a podcast, to where we could talk about anything and everything. Um, and this came off of just we were over at our friend's house, and we were doing the like I don't know if y'all seen it, but on Amazon you can get like the FBI file cold cases things. It's like a game, but and you can like solve a murder mystery. So we were doing that,
Oh.
Oh,
and
who done it?
kind of. I think it's just called like unsolved cold cases. Like that's just what it is. But anyway, we were doing that, and that takes a lot of time. So we were just over. We were having fun. And I was like, guys, we should just start a podcast. And I don't know if it was just because we were all tired because it was like one in the morning, or like we were all on board, but like they were like, let's do it. So right then we created like all the social media, the email, and like it was very like impulsive. Like we were in there. Um, so like legit by like 2:15, we had the business email, we had like the Twitter, Instagram page, like everything. And yeah, it had the potential in my opinion. But yeah, it was good times. It still was good time, still was good times. But that's just kind of the gist. I don't know. I'll stop if we can talk about how it failed, or not failed, but pause momentarily.
My only question is about like how long ago was this?
I think honestly it was last year.
Oh
Probably
wow,
about a
so
year
pretty
ago.
recent. Pretty
Yeah,
recent.
maybe even soon, like mid to late last year.
All right. So Michelle, you want to tell us what you kind of failed at?
Oh goodness. Okay. I have failed at a lot of things, but uh, um, but also that's probably because I want to be amazing and perfect at it like immediately. So if I'm
Same.
not,
Don't get into the reasons of failure right now. Right now, you're just introducing the thing that it was that you tried to do.
my thing was jewelry making
And why did you wanna do that?
because my therapist told me I needed a creative outlet, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And creatively doing things sometimes makes me mad because I'm not good at them, like at first, naturally, so that makes me mad. So yeah, I thought I would try to do it again. And this time I tried jewelry making. And I made an Etsy shop and stuff. Well, originally I started it with John's sister because she wanted to make an Etsy shop. So I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to make jewelry." And she's like, "All right, let's sell it on my Etsy shop." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so that's how that started. I wasn't even going to make an Etsy shop at first until she was like, sell things. I was like, okay. And yeah, failure.
Okay. Two quick questions, I guess.
Okay, hit me.
Was there like any theme to the jewelry, or was it just uh,
Oh, I love crystals. I think they're so pretty, and it's fun to learn what meanings people assign to them. I think it's fun. So yeah, I use like a lot of crystals, like amethyst, aquamarine, agate, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I would make bracelets, earrings, that kind of thing.
And you had, like, zodiac symbols and stuff?
Oh yeah, I made bracelets that like with the zodiac symbol and then the corresponding like birthstone with it. So like there would be a version with amethyst for Pisces or a version with aquamarine, that kind of thing.
nice?
There's actually two birthstones in this, because like in the zodiac, the birthdays like overlap. Like
Right.
in February, there's also Aquarius and Pisces. So yeah,
Right.
okay, it's kind of confusing, I guess.
And how long ago did you do this?
It was like mid 2020, like summer 2020,
Okay.
so about 2 years ago.
It doesn't feel like that long ago to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only 2 years. That's relatively early. I guess it's my turn now, huh?
Bring it on.
All right. So I failed at making YouTube content. Technically, I wanted to do video game let's plays. It actually started out as a review thing, and then I realized reviews were hard. Uh, and then I tried doing let's plays, quick looks, and I wanted to try streaming, never got into it. But my YouTube channel was Slugabed James, and maybe I'll go more into the history of that in the next part because it's kind of lengthy if we include what came before the YouTube channel, which was a blog. Yeah.
A food blog?
No, no. I mean, I can see why you would
What?
say that.
No, I just
Oh,
that's the
geez.
reason.
Oh,
My next thing is gonna be travel. I don't know. The food blog
uh,
is just the first type of blogging that came to
My
my
next
head.
thing was gonna be travel.
Yeah, I was just gonna go down food, travel, fashion.
okay.
I I was gonna find your niche.
I have two questions. I have two questions.
Go.
No.
Okay. No, I have questions, Garrett.
Okay.
Okay. One. How long ago was it?
Uh, let's just say when I took over the YouTube for myself, that was back in 2016. But the aforementioned uh, history to that started back in March 2010.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Number two. What does Slugabed James mean?
Oh, well, slugabed means a lazy person who sleeps unusual hours. Back in 2010, the definition just said a person who slept unusual hours. And, well, I pretty much all my long-term jobs have been overnight jobs. And when we came up with the aforementioned blog, which was myself, John, and two other friends, uh, we we all slept unusual hours.
Garrett and
And
Michelle just made a face like you just really threw a wrench in there when you said my name. Like,
What? I can see
John,
John
You.
doing a food blog, and everybody wanted to cut my head off when I said food blog earlier.
really? Yeah, I don't know.
He. I
Not
think.
not when I
I
knew him.
think he's. I think he's mentioned this blog before. I feel like you have mentioned this blog before, possibly in passing, but did not go into like much detail.
I would hope so. He was my lead reporter.
oh,
Hmm.
jeez.
You got us the most views in the dumbest way possible. But we can hit that later, I guess.
Proud
um,
of you, John. Good job.
so let's move on to the next segment. The making of, like, what was the plan for this from the beginning? What are some obstacles you guys faced? What are some things you learned that you wish you knew before starting these projects? Should we go in the same order or switch it up?
I think probably just stay in the same order.
All right, John. That means it's up to you.
I think for the web series, like maybe that was part of the problem is that there wasn't really a plan. You know, we were just seeing each other every day, and it's like, oh, we have an idea. Let's try to film that now. And I mean, maybe it could have worked. I think, but it wasn't really a plan. Like there'd be days where we hang out, wouldn't even mention it, or we would mention it and not get anything because we get distracted and just start doing something else.
Right? Like you guys didn't have any deadlines or anything.
No deadlines, but also not like think like a real commitment to get it done, you know? I think at the time I didn't think that that would derail it because I felt like everyone wanted to do it, but looking back now, I feel like there was a couple people that maybe we were kind of forcing to do it. Not forcing, but like, like it wasn't their thing. And then also the people, including myself, who wanted to do it, we didn't have that level of commitment to like getting it done, you know? We've tried to do things in the past. I mean, you'll get into it and we didn't have like a structure or like incentive to get it. This is the most structured thing we've done, even though it's kind of all over the place. It's still like we have the deadline of we need to get it done by this day because this is when it goes up, you know?
Right.
So it's like there's that pressure. But without that like, that just led to us wasting a lot of time and not actually filming the content that then it's like I feel like if you get to a point where you have enough content, you got to do something with it. I mean, like maybe not, but it was easy to not work on it when we didn't have much to work with, you
Right.
know? So, I mean, that's one of the things I wish I knew is, like, creative stuff is yeah, it's like, even if you're like, "Oh, it's my art," it's like you have to put some kind of pressure on yourself to be like to treat it like a job to some extent, where I
Yes.
gotta get this done, you know? Because on the days where you don't wanna do it, you should still be doing something, you know? Yeah, so I didn't have that, and I didn't have anyone who had that at the time either.
So, like, how far in production did you guys get? Like, did you guys actually filmed things? Was there a script? Like, did you guys have like a set amount of episodes? And like, let's just say if you did record stuff, like, let's just say how many episodes would you say you got?
There was only, like, the most thinnest outline of, like, what we kind of like a story that we kind of wanted to get to, but it was like it might as well have been One Piece in the sense that we were never actually working towards that end goal. It could have taken forever, it could have ended shortly. If we kept going, I really don't know how long it lasted, you know what I mean? But I would say we filmed about, like, 4 episodes that I can remember, and they were also different, and they didn't only I would say, like, maybe 2 kind of I mean, I guess that's not bad, 2 out of 4 kind of, like, had to do with what we were, trying to get to, right?
Hmm.
Like and there was a lot that we were figuring out as we went. Like, cause literally, like, the first image, we didn't know how we were gonna end there. Cause, like, it's one of those things where, like, the beginning is the end kind of thing. So, it was like we had this, idea, and we show you it, right? This person is lying the audience wouldn't know if they're dead. It seems like this person's, like, dying or whatever, but then we just go to earlier, and
Right.
earlier, we don't know when that was. We didn't define it. It was we didn't know if it was a day earlier, a week earlier, a month or a year earlier. It was just gonna be however many episodes it took to get to that final moment, you know? Um,
Oh, geez.
but we only did, like, 4, I think, that I can remember. And I actually have the stuff and I could, like, go through it, but one time I tried to and it just was, like, kinda disappointing to, like, to look at, but I still wanna do that again at some point, but
Like,
yeah,
disappointing because you guys
because we
didn't
didn't
finish it?
yeah, or just keep
Okay.
going. I don't even know that I needed to finish it to feel satisfied. I just feel like I needed to get to the point where it came out, you know? Like, if
Right.
we had put stuff out. Because I feel like there was things that I could see we were getting better at as we were going. So that was, like, the excitement for me was, like, growing as a filmmaker. You know what I mean? Like, if you see the first thing you do and then the last thing you do and you're like, "Oh, like, I learned something from here to here." That's exciting, or that was worthwhile. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not worthwhile still, but I guess since I didn't do anything, on that front for so long, like, it just feels like a thing that just never went anywhere at all, you know? I guess I didn't really say obstacles. I mean, I said a couple, right? But are we getting into straight up failure or just obstacles when you ask that?
Uh,
Is the failure for the outcome?
I think the failure might be the outcome. Like,
Okay,
what?
well
Yeah.
well, some of the, I guess, obstacles other than scheduling, not having a clear direction and
A plan.
the lack of commitment, a plan. I can't get too into it, but drama also started happening behind the scenes,
Ooh.
and
Group dynamics started breaking down.
group dynamics started breaking down, and also then this is one of like I'm also at fault, right? So another thing is because I guess it wasn't structured enough, or because we didn't have a clear vision, people started changing it,
Oh.
and then I kind of had two reactions that were not good. I think one was and this is kind of how I am. So I feel like that was the way I needed to go, but I still maybe didn't go about it correctly. Is like I didn't say this, but it was kind of like the what I say goes. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
that kind of mentality, right? And I didn't do it right. It was kind of a way where it just kind of maybe broke the morale a little bit, you know? But I still think that that was the way I needed to go. Just not in that way. What I mean is I needed to be stronger to keep it together. But the way I did it kind of helped break it apart. You know what I mean? So then the flip side of that was once I saw, oh, I'm gonna destroy this thing, I didn't care anymore. It kind of went like, okay, everybody can do it. Everyone's the director now. You know, like everyone just you do what you want to do. This one's yours. We're gonna do it your way. We're gonna do it your way. You know, because I but at the time I thought if I like let people do that, we're gonna do it. But looking back, it's like it was like kind of immature. It was kind of like I'm not winning the game, so I flip the fucking table. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So whatever happens, happens now, you know? And it was also just not the right call because like not that I'm not saying like, oh, a certain type of person, only a certain type of person could be a director. That's not what I think, but I think that I was someone who wanted to do that from the beginning. So I was the right person in the group to do that.
right,
But when I did that, when I was like anyone can do it, people were like, "Oh shit. All right. Well, you know," and then, you start letting anyone do it and they didn't really think about things the way you thought about it because they've never had that as a goal at that moment. You know what I mean? Like you get what I'm saying? Like it was people who were not that I was like so amazingly prepared, but like obviously I wasn't. I was just telling you I kind of lost control, right? Um but these other people I feel like were even less prepared, you know?
right.
I had done things before that, not like a professional level, but, like, because I wanted to be a director, I had done little things with, like, friends and family or whatever, and, like, I had that mindset of, like, this is how I want to direct or whatever.
You know,
Right, and you probably also, like, researched, directing and movie making.
Yeah, how to watching so many directors talk about directing and how all these different styles and how sets were and all this kinda stuff. So, I think that a more open approach could also have worked. I just don't think I could do it, especially then.
Right.
I think then I had to maybe we needed to have a meeting and I needed to be
Yes.
like, look, if we're actually gonna do it, this is the way I think it has to work. Like and get that out there and have that conversation and then we could all get on the same page. You know what I mean?
also, I don't think no one had a clear-cut role really. It all felt kind of jumbled on like who did what. No one had a specific job. So that's kind of, I feel like, why it felt like anyone could pitch in, and then, but you didn't feel that way. Like you had more of a defined role, you know. You were one of like only like of one or two like who had a defined role. Everyone else didn't really have a defined role, so that's why they were pitching in things, but that wasn't meshing with the way you were doing things or the way the main person was doing things. So that's why another reason why it went sideways. Because like me, or I didn't feel like I had any role or even like a place in the web series type thing because I mean that probably is also a personal confidence issue of mine. But still, most other people in the group didn't have a clear.
Your audio is so bad.
Sorry.
It's not
Yeah, I
your
don't
fault, but
know. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that.
well, I mean, yeah, that's true. And then that's again like, partially on me, right? So if I wanted to do it that way before the meet again, if there was more structure before the meeting, before it got to that point where we even needed a meeting, if I had maybe made sure everybody knew what they needed to do, then there wouldn't have been this push and pull thing going on. But
Also, it just sounded like uh, to have that meeting and be like, okay, who's actually in it to make something and who's in it to like just be here, you know?
Right.
mhm.
But yeah, it definitely sounded like that. Definitely, your project needed more structure, or I don't know, a producer or some shit.
But just think, if you had that meeting, you could be a millionaire right now.
Wow, I don't want to think that. But also that wasn't the point, you know what I mean? Like I mean
I mean,
that
but
would
it's
be
never
great,
really
but
the
like
point, right? You just succeed whenever it
I mean,
happens.
people definitely do things for money,
What?
but
I'm
Well,
absolutely
y-
doing this for
well,
money.
you know, sometimes
well,
it's not the
damn.
point.
I'm trying to get, I would want to do this for a living. Come on
I
now.
feel you. I feel you.
I mean, I want to be a director as well, but I'm just saying that specific project was it was just a stepping stone to me. It was just like a fun thing. Like it was an actual creative thing. Like I wanted to do something creative and I was also like, well, if I actually get it together, then it's something I could show, you know?
Mhm.
How many people were involved, estimate wise?
The main the main group was 5 of us,
Okay.
but then there was like a 6th and 7th that had an in and out role. Yeah.
Was I part of the main group or was I the sixth or seventh?
I was actually including you a part of the main group, but maybe it should be 5, 6, and 7 were kind of in and out because we kind of started it without you. Like the idea
Yeah,
came
I
up,
felt kind
you
of
know,
left out.
I didn't even know you, like,
That's
but
true.
Not his fault.
but she was there for every day of it. I think like once we actually started, so
Yeah.
that's why I
He
included you
was
a part of the main
committed.
group.
Yeah, I wanted to do it. I just had no idea what my role was.
All right. So let's move on to Garrett.
Well, that's
Here,
why'd
Bear.
you have to put me behind John? Because it's such hard to follow.
Why? Why? No, this is just it's just the making of like you got into it a little bit, right? But
I
like
did. I did.
how
Um,
how far did you get? Like what did you do?
let's see. So the making of this was, like I said earlier, was legit. We were just playing this cold case, and like we were having a great time. We were all laughing, talking, um, and I was just like, guys, like we should record this because like people do the same thing like on podcasts and they get paid for it. I was like, so if we just get like a small group, kind of like what James was saying, like we could maybe make something out of this eventually. And I had just started listening to a podcast at the time that was kind of that like just free ball, like whatever came up that day, like that's what we're gonna talk about. And I loved it, so I was like, that's what I want to do. And like I was like, I couldn't think of a better group of people to do it with than like the four of you. So they, like I said, it was very, at the time it was late. We were like 2.5 hours deep into trying to solve this murder mystery that we couldn't
Can you
solve.
tell us about the murder mystery?
Yeah.
So I can, I have it in my car. I do not remember it because we've done three of them, but they're fun. They're on Amazon. The only bad part is like once you solve it, like once you do it, you can't do it again because obviously how to solve it and stuff like that. But they're like $20 or whatever. But they're fun and they take like a long. Depending on the size of the group, um, it's probably this like an escape room just for your house. Like it's a they send you like a folder like the police officers have and all that stuff, detectives, and it has pictures, suspect names, written alibis, like the whole nine. And
How did you
it's
guys
pretty intense.
get into that? Like how who brought
I
that to the
honestly
group?
think it was just like a random, like I was scrolling through Instagram and it popped up on like the feed. It was something random like that. Like it just popped up on like someone's social media page and they were just like, let's do it. Or no, I think my girlfriend, I saw that at Target. That's what it was. We saw it at Target and we were going over to their house, so we are like, might as well just pick it up anyway. And then yeah, that's how it went. So we just bought it and went over and then we did it. So it was just kind of like we started doing that and it was a blast. So I was like, here's this idea. We can turn this into something that we can put out there and see what happens. And everybody was on board. like I said, we made everything that we needed to to put it out there. And then I think that following week we had our like production meeting where we got together. We got like a camera, and it wasn't like we didn't have like microphones or anything. We were just kind of recording it from. We had a giant camera. We were just doing the camera audio. Um,
Oof.
so it wasn't the best audio, but it got the job done, and it's actually pretty good for what it was. And so we got a list of topics. We got like where we're gonna set everything up, how we're gonna do it, and then we recorded three three episodes, like recorded and edited three, like they're ready to go. We just have to you know hit public. There's actually a funny story on the second one. The second one was the best one we did, but when we finished it, and we they're about like an hour-ish. When we finished it, we went to go stop the recording on like the computer, right? We didn't record the audio for the whole hour, so we didn't have anything. So we were like, bro, it's like we were all four of us were just defeated. We were like, what's the point? Like, what do we do? Like, are we really cut out for this? We can't even record audio. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, it was frustrating because it was like everyone felt like that was a good one. It just flowed. The chemistry was good. And then but it was still early, so we recorded it again. It came out still pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was decent. Um, so yeah, we have four of them. I think it wasn't like we all four wanted to do it. What's so funny, John?
I'm just picturing that moment where you guys realized the
Oh, dude, it was
didn't
the
record.
worst. Yeah, it was the worst.
Like
Um,
the similar thing happened to me and James, but it wasn't the podcast. So like
uh-huh.
it was like annoying, but not on that level. Because the thing is, I get what you're saying. Like because like doing the podcast is kind of like it's almost a performance in a way. You know what I mean? So when
Yeah,
you're on versus when you don't really have it or something like
Yeah.
that.
right.
But we were for ours, it was just the one of the Let's Plays, right?
Yeah, the
Or
Left 4 Dead, um, Dead Center, the
yeah, I
second
think my
one we
issue
did.
was more like I was tired and I wanted to play a game like after that wasn't Left 4 Dead like or something, and I was like, well, that's fucking done. You know what I mean? I was like, so I was just like annoyed, but not in that way. Because if that happened with a podcast, I would cry.
Dude, yeah.
I would die.
Yeah,
I
I
I
think
so I forgot to record this in OBS as well, but we have this like Discord thing going, so I think we're okay. But yeah, it's always good to have backups. Garrett, I wish I lived in Florida and you knew me because I would have just set you up with audio equipment.
oh, I
Because
yeah.
fuck,
Well,
man.
now we know, and but I truly think the room was quiet for maybe 5 minutes, and we were just in disbelief. Like we are just like, where do we go from here? And, and it was it was
Well, I mean, good on you
it was
guys
r-
for
it was
just
rough.
going again.
Yeah, like legit, we were like, well, we legit have an hour-long video with no audio, and like we played through, like there was not just it just it didn't get recorded, so we were just like, might as well just redo it. And yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Are we getting into like what went wrong or why it went wrong? Do you want to, or not went wrong, but
Well,
Well, you can say, I mean, you just said some obstacles that you faced, but were there any other obstacles? Like, you don't have to say, because right, that's for the outcome, right? Is like when
right,
we
right, right.
talk about
No,
how you
I
yeah.
mean,
completely failed. But
it honestly went smoothly. Like besides that one big issue, it was pretty good. We had a routine. We met every Wednesday because that was just how everyone's schedule um, worked out. Uh, and yeah, it was just the one we didn't record. We didn't record audio, and that could have set us to the top. It could have. That's how good it was, in my opinion. But I'm a little biased, so.
I was just gonna say, is there anything that you wish you knew other than to press whatever you needed to press to get that audio in that one episode?
Um, not no, like kind of like what you were saying, like for what we were using and like what we were given at the time, like equipment wise and like settings and just how everything was in our lives, like not really. I mean, ideally, like we have this studio, everything, but like no, it was just four best friends shooting a podcast in at the kitchen table. Like that's how movies are made. That's how dreams are created.
What were you gonna say, James?
So this was primarily like a video podcast, like you were gonna put it up on YouTube or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was gonna be yeah, mainly YouTube, and then we had talked about like if it got to the extreme and took off, like it'd be cool to move over to Twitch and or just like a streaming platform, and then kind of keep the podcast, but then like venture into like, 'cause I've like I don't know if you said it, James, but like always wanted to like be a streamer and like just play video games for a living. Like that was my dream from the beginning. So it's like if I could transition into that, but still have the podcast and still be with everybody and like that be the business, then it's like that would be my ideal. Like that'd be cool. So that was like kind of the plan, but um yeah, we just didn't record audio, and I was like, am I even supposed to be in this world?
Jeez.
But that's just for one
Well,
episode.
I know, but James, we were all just heartbroken. But hey, you live and you learn, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Michelle.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, to start, I usually don't have a plan for things, so that's how that started. Um, my therapist told me to find a creative outlet, and I was like, okay. I've always loved jewelry, so I'm gonna try to make some jewelry. And I'd been wanting to try to learn how to make jewelry for like at least a year or two before I actually started, because that's usually how I try new things. I wait a couple years before I actually do it because new things are scary. So yeah. And then the pandemic happened, the pandy, the panini, the pandemonium, the
Wandy.
demi, uh, what?
Said Pandy Wandy.
The pandy wandy. Yep, all of that happened. And
Nope,
that's
you
as
cut
good a
out.
time as
You
any.
said all of that happened and what?
And that's as good a time as any to try something when there's a worldwide pandemic. So I brought it over to John's family's house to cause I hung out with them randomly, even if John wasn't there. Um, and so I was doing that, and his sister, John's sister, was working on her stuff for Etsy shop at the same time. And she was like, "Oh, these are really cute. Maybe you should sell them on my shop." So I was, sure, okay. What else I need to do? I should do with them, so I'll do that. So it was supposed to just be a hobby for myself for, creative outlet stuff, um, emotion, all that, and to make pretty things to wear and to give to people. Um, do I talk about obstacles now?
Wait, hold on. I just want to ask James a question.
Yeah.
I mean, the AirPods should be better because they're AirPods, but do you want me to try handing her these real quick? Because I always see like people on YouTube using this
Those
instead
are
of
wired
AirPods, and
AirPods.
and, and they're
Yeah,
always holding.
Due to some technical difficulties, we will be back in a moment. It's been a moment. Welcome back.
Okay, obstacles. I am an obstacle. I was a big obstacle to myself. No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I am a very big obstacle to myself. Especially when it comes to trying new things, and yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself to like get really good at it quickly or immediately, you know? So yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm a very big obstacle to myself. Um so that's a big reason why I stopped doing it. I put too much pressure on myself to be good, and then I'm like, I'm no good. I'm trash. And so I wouldn't want to do it because it would just be like, like I'm trash. So yeah, that's a big, probably the biggest obstacle. Another obstacle is like it is an expensive hobby, um, which is, I guess, another reason why I thought maybe I should sell these to try to make some of the money back, because the things I wanted to make jewelry with like crystals and everything, they're not the cheapest things in the world to make jewelry with. Like, I could have used like plastic beads, but I'm like, no, that's ugly. I don't like that. That gives me no joy. So I wanted pretty crystal like beads. That was another obstacle, money. I would have a package coming like every week, and John would be like, more packages? And I'd be like, it's for my jewelry. So yeah, that was another big obstacle. Money and myself. Um, and also, another big obstacle to the business part. I don't know how to run a business. I don't have any natural business acumen that I know of. John would help me take pictures of my jewelry. He took all my pictures of my jewelry. He was very
Yeah, you should.
helpful.
You can see the pictures that she took versus the pictures I took, and man, I'm good.
You weren't the hand model?
No, we didn't. It was just on. Like she would have it laying down and then take a
Oh,
picture.
okay.
But yeah, she had a
Yeah.
good idea though to get that. What'd you get for a background?
So there's this crystal called selenite. That's super pretty. It's like a pearly white, and like it has a lot of it has all vertical lines, so it's very pretty, and it's used for cleansing and charging crystals for
Did you ever
people
say the
who.
name of the shop?
Oh, I named it seashell trinkets.
Hmm,
Is it
I
like
like it.
still up or?
It
Yeah, still up.
is. It just nothing ever happens. So
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, I feel like she got more sales in the beginning, and then I guess, I mean, not to make you feel worse, but I guess you just have to keep going. Like, I'm guessing putting new stuff keeps your shop popping up.
Yeah.
Like it's just a dead shop now, so it doesn't pop up on anyone's
yeah, you have
stuff.
to be very. You have to persevere, and that's very hard when like you don't feel like you're making any progress, or like
Right.
anyone is seeing your shop, because there's like millions of
Mhm.
jewelry shops on Etsy. So you're like, no one's even seeing my stuff.
Is there anything you wish you knew?
Is there anything I wish I knew? Um, how to be nicer to myself, um, and how to take pictures, because I don't know how to take pictures at all. That's really a weak point. John doesn't even let me take pictures of him anymore.
That's why you have John.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like,
wish you had me take the pictures from the beginning. I feel like that could,
yeah,
because again, you had the most activity in the beginning. So if you had set that strong impression from the beginning, maybe there would have been people revisiting the shop.
that's true. Yeah. I mean, that's hard. Like, John doesn't even let me take pictures of him anymore because I'm so bad at it.
I look
Um,
however you saw me look when I was on her phone just now. That's how I look in all her pictures.
no, not that bad. So that's one thing I wish I knew, like how to take better pictures so people, I feel like, think my stuff looks nicer, or like, higher production value. Also, another thing I wish I knew, like business wise, was like how to market yourself. But really, that's probably a lot of a confidence thing, you know? you have to make sure you have to be confident in marketing yourself. That's really what you're doing, is marketing your brand and yourself and your stuff, and that's really hard to do when you feel like no one is paying attention. So those are a few things I wish I knew.
Uh, I'm just curious, how many sales would you say you had?
Maybe 10, which
Okay.
sounds really little. It does. It sounds
No,
really
it
little.
doesn't sound little to me, especially with how you weren't doing it that long. Like, I feel like that's more than I expected.
It might have been less than 10. I feel
No,
like
I don't think
max it
so.
was 10.
No, I remember, well, whatever it was, I remember when you showed me, like, the last time I asked you, like, way back when, I was like, "Oh, like, you sold more than I thought," because I only remember, like, 3, but it was more than
Well,
that.
does it really count when like multiple sales are like people you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
You
does
still
count
sold.
because yeah, you still sold, but not only that, but, especially a couple of them, it wasn't just like, "Oh, this is my friend, I'm gonna buy it." They saw what you did and were surprised that you made that and then went, "Oh, I want one." You know what I mean? So that's it sold. It sold pretty naturally, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like you were just like you weren't even marketing yourself. That's what you're saying, right? So it wasn't even like you were pushing it on them and then they were like, "I'll do this for my friend." You know? Like, that wasn't what happened. You had
Yeah.
people who bought multiple, and they were so excited. You told me, like, when you gave it to them, they were like, "Ah," like, 'cause I think they got one as a gift or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I had a
you
coworker who bought a pair of earrings for herself, and she was like, "These are so pretty. I want to buy one for my friend, another pair of earrings." So, she was like, "Oh, she'll love these. These are so pretty." So that felt nice, but like, I guess that made me put more pressure on myself. Like, like I need to make more. I need to make better things so more people want to, buy them. So, it was very frustrating because teaching myself I was teaching myself everything. I didn't take any classes or whatever. I was just watching YouTube videos and figuring it out on my own. I wanted to take like classes, but I never did, partly because of the pandemic, and then health issues. So I just never did. And I feel like that would have boosted my confidence more taking classes, but yeah, things got in the way. That's another obstacle, I guess. I still have like everything. I want to get back into it and not put any pressure on myself to sell things. Um, it's just hard not to want to sell things because I'm like, these are just piling up. I'm gonna run out of room. Like, it's a very small desk I'm doing the work on, and it's just full of jewelry. And we can't even use our printer without moving stuff.
The shop is still alive, so could technically someone buy stuff like right now?
Yes. Um, yes.
I was just trying to show you the link. Like, yeah, it's a live shop thing. Like, everything is the way it was whenever she last,
I still
was
get
active
like
on there.
I still get like 3 or 4 visits a week, and like every once in a while, someone favorites an item, but no one ever buys anything.
Hmm.
But it does. I used to feel nice when someone would just favorite something. I'd be like, "Oh, they liked that," but after a while, I'd be like, "Why don't you buy it?"
Because they're waiting for a sale.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I put the link. I don't know if it's
Yo, these are really nice.
right.
Oh, you're looking at them?
I am. I do like that background.
That's
That
the
looks.
selenite.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a selenite slab. It's very nice, very pretty. It's one of my favorite crystals.
Oh, you have a Scorpio bracelet? That's me.
Did you get to see it yet, James?
Yeah, I'm on it now. Ooh.
I think my 2 favorites just right here are the Jade's, Celtic drop earrings and the Moonstone dagger earrings.
Oh yeah, when I would show people pictures of them, they would really like those. And it felt nice to be creative, because I usually feel like I have such creative block. Like I'm putting so much pressure on myself to be creative that I can't be creative. So it felt nice to actually be, doing something, making something pretty. So
One
yeah.
of your sales was this year. I forgot that.
Oh yeah. But it was like months and months ago.
It was January. Yeah.
That was the beginning of the year.
Still this year.
I just wanted to show you guys 5-star ratings. The people like the stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just people you know. It's mostly, but there were some people that are just random
There were
people.
a couple that I have no idea who they were.
I would like to file a complaint. My zodiac sign is not here.
Where's your zodiac sign? It should be there.
I don't see Taurus.
I'd have to check. Maybe someone bought that bracelet and I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
make
she had
another
a
one.
limit. Yeah, the stuff that she sold out, she eventually just like pulled it.
Because I was like, no one's even gonna buy it again. Maybe no. But yeah,
If it's the one that sells out, should
yeah.
actually
Then
Yeah,
be
but
my
if you
I
only
should
made
have.
but if you only make one as well, I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's your turn, James.
My YouTube channel, Slugobed James, originally started out as a blogspot blog. That was me, John, and 2 other friends. That was originally a video game. It was a video game, sports, and movies review site. Because I was an idiot who went, my friends are not going to get involved unless I add their interest as well. Even though we were all fucking gamers.
Steve wasn't so much at the time. I think that was the main reason.
Probably that I added sports and then movies. Like it made sense.
Yeah, he played. Think about it. Think about it. Think about the games. I feel like outside of Uncharted, what he was playing Madden. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really play like games like that at the time. He was a very active person. He was out a lot. So like,
Yeah. And I mean, that blog was pretty much like what I kind of always wanted to do, get a group of friends, do the giant bomb kind of funny, Rooster Teeth, that kind of setup where group of friends start a business, sharing the shit they love with the world. And I think I'm probably posted the most on there, then Steve, and then John. And
Steve
then
posted more than I did.
he posted a few things. It was mostly just sharing like shit he found on the internet.
Oh, okay.
You were involved in more things than Steve. Like later on, we did like a top 3 cooperative games, top 3 competitive games, stuff like that. But yeah, that didn't go anywhere. And then in 2016, where I think I quit my job at Walmart, was like, you know what? I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna take the YouTube channel and I'm gonna run with it. Slugbed reviews. It's mine now.
Oh,
Fuck you, motherfuckers. And yeah, I did a few things. Like I did reviews, I did quick looks and stuff. And I guess my biggest obstacle I hit was just like blocks, like writer blocks, creative blocks. It's kind of hard, as me and John are kind of somewhat hitting right now. It's hard to keep coming up with ideas or things to do and then also having the energy to do it, especially when you are by yourself and you are relying on yourself. It's just, it just sucks. It's very hard to like get yourself to do something when you could just be like, I'm gonna play a video game for fun. I'm gonna watch a movie for fun. I'm gonna cry in my bed for a few hours. It's fine.
fun.
It's fine.
For fun.
For fun.
Fine,
Yeah.
fun.
Fun.
You know. uh
It's fun and it's free.
And then just not having a job and no responsibilities, it's just it yeah, I could have probably gone in with a plan. I set deadlines and I started a series, but I would always hit like hiatuses. And it kind of sucks when you're putting something out there and you're getting like what 100 views maybe at best. I'm on my channel right now. Something I posted 5 years ago had 200 views, and right next to it has 11 views. It just sucks to be putting out content. Yeah, I even had them scheduled. I was doing 3 videos a week, which was maybe not the smartest thing I could have done, because that just creates burnout quicker. But putting out
Wait, but there's
stuff
no way you kept up that pace for a meaningful amount of time. Like how many total videos are there?
on my channel?
Yeah.
Is there a way for me to check that?
Because I mean, it takes years. Were you ever consistently active for more than a year?
For a year straight? No, but for a couple months, definitely. Because the
Yeah, but that's
Academagia
okay.
videos.
Yeah, but that's not nearly enough to become a successful YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, I know.
No one on YouTube has ever made it in that. I shouldn't say no one, but
Well, yeah, there's been
It's
some one hit
yeah,
wonders.
yeah.
I don't know. I definitely don't post like consistent enough. And it's a little hard to tell because right now it's like 3 years ago. You see all the videos, but not like the dates. But there would be times like in October I did a bunch of horror video games. That was a lot of fun. Academagia, and then I did a bunch of board game type stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then every now and again, like some very nice soul would be like, "Oh, I really love this. I hope you make it." Stuff like that. It's like, "Oh, thank you." Hasn't happened yet. Probably won't. I guess if anything that I wish I knew beforehand, how to edit quicker, how to edit faster. I got to that point. I learned like how to use noise gates and compressors and stuff like that for audio because I think I've always heard that it doesn't matter what your video looks like. If your audio sounds like shit, no one's gonna watch it.
I feel that.
And like that is something that like Tom Scott. Does anyone know Tom Scott? Is that just my
No.
YouTube realm? I'm gonna share that with you guys later. Uh, great content creator, but yeah, he spoke very directly. Like it's best to have um to focus on audio first, and video comes second. Listening back to some of my old videos and the quality is like night and day. It's kind of weird. Actually, listen to me and John doing our top three competitive shooters.
What was it?
Uh,
Who won?
it was, I know Mag got honorable mention.
That's disgusting.
Like bad disgusting?
Yeah.
Like, it should have been higher.
It shouldn't be on the list.
Okay, that reflects exactly what you said.
This is
Number
this
Oh,
is
I
three.
said
James'
that.
list then?
I said that back then.
Probably.
You didn't say that, but you told me to cut it out. Like, I think I think I was trying to get it on the top three, and you were like, no.
I was like, listen, I'm gonna stop you there. Stop and remake your list.
This was back in 2013. Number 3 was Last of Us. Number 2 was Battlefield Bad Company 2. And number 1 was Counter-Strike Go. But yeah, I mean, this started out with the idea of like creating this big old company, my dream job. And yeah, it didn't get to that point. Uh, it got to the point where I had to exclude everyone out, make it mine, and then fail again. I think I went through everything. I guess the things I wish I knew beforehand was I wish both times I went in with a more clearer plan. But again, we were kids,
Mhm.
effectively. This was like the first time was like a year after graduating. The other time I was like 20 something, who knows? Young 20 something. And, you know, went in with a dream. And then, like, I don't think John, Steve, or Arthel, definitely not Steve and Arthel, went in with too much of a let's make it big kind of thing. And John definitely, I think we've talked about this. You were definitely like, if it happens, yeah, sure, kind of mentality.
Mm.
I was like the only one that's like, I need this. I will die if this doesn't happen. And I
Wow.
was wrong on that front,
Mhm.
sadly. Ah.
Oh, geez.
uh, but I mean, I'm still fighting for it one way or another. I'm still dragging John, kicking and screaming in other projects. Uh, so I guess let's go to the final bullet, the outcome. Where is the project now? This doesn't just mean dead, never, like it could be dead, never coming out, but it could also be on the back burner. It's the in the back of your mind. Maybe if you find the right people, you'll do it again, kind of thing. The things we learned along the way. Uh,
The friends we make along the way.
Aw.
I I kept the same friends.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about to say, it sounds like we started all these projects with our friends we had before.
I
And
started
And
it with
friends we
myself.
lost along the way.
Oh, damn, that's too close to home, man.
I have yet to lose a friend.
Same.
I have yet to gain a friend.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
technically a lie, just in case. I don't think they were listening to these podcasts anymore, but just in case, that's technically not true. And then what have we been doing since that whole debacle? John, where's the project now? How did it fail?
oh,
Well, I was getting into, the problems, and that's what led it, to fail, just not having a structure. Um, too many cooks, too many cooks at
Sound
Not
that
like
enough
you.
point.
stoves.
It sounded like you made too many cooks.
That would have been amazing. I would have been so proud. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's dead. I have the stuff we did film. Sometimes, like, okay, so I do want to do something with the footage at some point. Just send it to the people that were involved. Just it's like not just a thing that was ever just totally left unfinished. You know what I mean?
hmm
I've gotten ideas of how I could repurpose. Like I could use the footage in different ways than we intended or something, but get something maybe cool out of it and just be like, not necessarily release it, just literally just send it to, you know, people that were there.
Look what
Um,
could have been.
what could have been, yeah. Um,
Then you abandoned me.
well, I don't know. Again, I was just as much a, you know, um, and that's what I learned. Like I think at the time I thought, the other people ruined this. Like I think as time goes on, I can see my role, in
Your
letting
faults.
it fail. Yeah, and I think that's part of what I learned is like gotta have a clear vision. You have to be on the same page. Sometimes you have to put your foot down, but it has to be a certain way, you know?
Right.
Like when I say put your foot down, it's not like stomping. Oh, it's being like a little kid. Like I only want to do it my way. No, no, no. It's like it's more like taking a stand on what you believe in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is the thing I believe in. Are you serious about it? Are we going to do it this way? Because we need to have a way, or it's just a mess. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then just I don't know if it I don't know if it really would have helped in this situation because like I said, there was also drama and it might have been a doomed situation, um, regardless. But I think also you gotta keep going, Like I think I gave up too easily too. 'Cause yeah, you just never know. You don't know, like, maybe it could have turned into something else, or could have at least something new, more than what I was, had already, or it it could have gave me something to go off of. Cause after that,
Right.
I kinda just totally fell off so fast from, like, making anything, and it was I mean, there was other factors too. I was, becoming an adult in the world. I needed to get a job, and, then you're in that, and it's hard,
You
it's
you
hard
got it.
to
You got a new girlfriend. You got a girlfriend.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think you were stopping me from making anything.
I was not, but I think I was very distracting.
Oh, okay. Uh,
I also told you to get a job.
I mean, I needed a job,
It's
but
true.
yeah, but yeah, so I got a girlfriend from kind of from that situation, but I also did lose friends from that situation. I still have some friends from that situation. It's like just kind of a fractured situation. I think that's part of the reason why it's hard to watch the footage is like there's so much baggage now tied to it, you know?
Irreparable damage had been done.
Yeah.
Okay, not to get too much into it, but do you feel like you'll get any kind of healing from finishing the project though? Or making something out of it?
I
Like
think so.
closure from
Yeah, I feel like I would feel like some level of satisfaction and not feel like that was like a weird bad waste of time, like, um,
Not a waste of time because you got a girlfriend.
I'm talking about the project, though,
Oh, okay, yes,
like,
you're
that
right.
doesn't I'm not a filmmaker now, so that's not
Yeah.
He's a podcaster.
well, I was gonna say, like, so as far as, like, like, it led to me doing things still ultimately, right? Like, I feel like if I hadn't had that experience, maybe I don't talk to Chris about certain things that leads me to working on his music video. And then that doesn't lead me to, being on another set. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like things that I'm doing now, kind of, which are still just like really small things, but it's just the things I still want to do. They wouldn't be happening at all, I don't think. Because then it would have just been a thing that I never even got the taste of to even try to pursue again. It would just be one of those completely dead dreams, like one of those things that I was like, oh yeah, once upon a time I wanted to be a director. You know what I mean? Like not like something I still want, you know?
right.
So
Yeah.
that's, like a positive that came out of it. And my girlfriend for the third or fourth time now. I don't know.
He was
Thank
making sure you
you.
didn't forget.
Yeah, just I wanna acknowledgement. Thank you.
You didn't acknowledge her during a project, but you acknowledged her now.
Yes.
Alright, and, I think you answered everything. Are you planning on filming or record anything near future?
I mean, not at this moment. Like, there's another failed project. I'm not gonna get into that, but like recently I was supposed to do something more and it just fell apart. But that's gonna happen. The point is to keep
Yeah.
going and try to do another thing.
Yeah.
Well, right now we just need you to we just need to get you something to film with because right now there's not even a phone.
Sure, but I mean the stuff I was gonna do, they have cameras and stuff
Oh
like
yeah, true. You're right. You're right.
but I still would like to have my phone back. Alright, let's move on. Garrett's
Alright.
turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So let's see. The project where it stands right now, it's not dead. Definitely not dead. I won't say
Well,
it's probably on the back burner.
quick question, like, how
Yep.
did it fail? Let's
Um, I honestly think just the time in life happened,
Did it
and
fizzle?
kinda like I said, like that night it was a very impulsive thing. Um, and it came together quickly. I think everyone was on board. Um, and it just it's weird. I don't know. It just kind of it fizzled. And then yeah, I definitely still want to do something, whether it's a podcast, YouTube channel, something. I want to finish school and then get out, and then I'll have a little bit more time to kind of start that with work and everything. Hopefully, but yeah, it's it's on the back burner for now. Maybe it'll pop up every now and then. Then I can't be on here because we're gonna have competing podcasts.
What do you mean you could be on
Oh.
multiple
No,
podcasts?
that's-
And how are they competing? It has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Not only that, that's how
I know,
you kind of
that's pretty cool.
grow.
Yeah, a lot of
Guys,
people
what if
usually
we just
have multiple
merge our
podcasts.
podcast with your podcast? Business idea.
Whoa.
Well, okay.
Talk about it.
Podception. Talk about it. Not
I
on
mean,
not on air. We can't disclose our.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Me and John are now gonna do a murder mystery episode. So thank you for the idea.
I sent you the link in the chat of
I know.
of them on
I got it
Amazon.
up right now.
Yeah, they're fun, and they're about they're fun.
Oh, that would be so much fun for you to do, Jonna. Who done it? You're so good at those.
Am I? What?
No, not especially, but I just wanted to see your face.
Oh.
Like John would get frustrated. He'd be like, "Why do I care? She should have died anyway." It was like it's your fault. You were walking across the street when the light was green. But yeah, it's just fizzled life happened. But we'll see. We'll see if it makes a comeback. I hope it does. It'd be fun.
But
Um,
I guess what I'm not understanding is if you guys were always meeting on a certain day at a certain time, like what happened? Why couldn't that go on anymore?
I don't know. I personally don't have the answers. I was just
Mm.
I was the entertainment. I was the you just tell me when to be there, I'm there.
You were a clown.
Basically.
But are you sure everyone was in on it then? Like that actually everyone was down? I feel
Oh.
like maybe they had fun
I'm
playing this game or whatever in their mind or solving this mystery, and then it
right.
changed when you
It
turned
could
it into a
be.
podcast, you know?
It could. I mean, but we didn't play that on the podcast. But
Oh, okay.
it definitely the podcast was just about whatever. The murder mystery was just kind of like what started my idea of, hey, let's just do a
Wait, so
podcast.
none of
So
the episodes are a murder mystery?
no,
Oh,
I
then what
feel
the
like
fuck
that
was
was a
What?
missing link. I totally thought it was a
what?
murder
You
mystery
definitely made
podcast.
it seem like it was
Yeah.
a murder
Oh,
mystery.
that would have been sick. No,
What was the podcast about, Garrett?
bro, the podcast was called That Sounds Interesting. It was about whatever we wanted to talk about.
So it was literally another variety podcast like this one?
Yeah.
So we are competing
You didn't
podcasts then in
mention
a
that.
sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, the
There's
podcast
enough room
idea
for everyone though.
the podcast idea came to me while we were doing a
Okay.
murder mystery.
Yeah, but you skipped the part where what it was
It's a
actually
variety
about. It
podcast.
definitely sounded like it was a murder mystery podcast, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." When you were saying,
No, we were just playing the murder mystery game.
This is where the inspiration came from, but that's not what it was about.
Exactly. Right. I
You
still
were
have a list
like,
of topics
okay.
that we hold on, I could probably find it, even if we
don't say any
even
that you still want to use.
no, I know. I'm just trying to see if we have some that are murder mystery.
This is a twist ending for no reason. Like-
Yeah, I'm just here to keep you on your toes. Oh, I found it. Oh, we did talk. Yo, there was nothing about murder mystery in this list of what we would.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my
We had a
God.
special guest list though.
Oh, tell me who these special guests are.
You're gonna not think our podcast was legit then.
Hey, we had Obama on our list.
Really?
Okay, so we had
Probably.
my girlfriend's dad, which that's a legit one.
Okay.
Then LeBron James.
No.
It gets
he
worse.
he barely gets on his own podcast.
Right. We had LeBron James, Tom and Jerry,
Wait, what?
The
Bad
cartoon?
Bunny.
The cartoon?
You know-
Who's gonna play Tom and Jerry?
We would figure that out when the time came.
They don't
Okay.
even talk, so they don't have voice actors.
They're just gonna
Okay.
be doing hijinks while you're trying to do your podcast.
That'd
Yeah.
be crazy. So Bad Bunny, Cardi B,
These are so random.
and Beyonce, and then a bunch
You-
of family members that.
Speak it into existence, you know?
I
Yeah,
feel
we're
like Beyonce
trying.
was the least likely.
Yeah, but like some of. So I'm looking at now. We probably have like 20 ideas. We did two.
What were
Oh.
they?
The ideas that we did.
Yeah.
So I think the first episode, we did three. Sorry, the first episode was like how it started, and then like this is kind of weird. So it was feeling like we're running out of time. So the problem is, hold on. The problem is, I was the youngest in the group. Well, I still am the youngest in the group. They're all older than me, so they're like, yeah. So they were like, I feel like we're being rushed, and we're running out of time, and I'm just over there sitting and like. I was 22 at the time, so I was like, I don't feel like I'm running out of time. Like everybody's like, I'm stressed. Life is killing me. All this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm having a blast. So
Well, how old were they? Were they like 30, 40?
no. So one was 29, 20, and then 20, 29, two 25-year-olds, and 23 or 22.
Okay.
The 25-year-olds feel like they're running out of time.
Listen, man, you know
I
who
would
to talk
love
to,
to be
John.
25.
You know who to talk to. So the next podcast or the next thing we did was 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship. So like, I don't really know how we got talked about that. I don't remember talking about that.
All right, so I have a question.
Oh,
Why?
we did have a
Okay.
true crime idea on here.
Okay. But why didn't you release what you did make?
Yes.
Like, why is it just sitting there on private?
Like, did they like the other people like bow out or say
I
they want?
get no. I guess so, but we never like we were going to post it, but all four people didn't like say like let's do it. I don't know. I don't know. It just kind of like we just didn't post it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just isn't there. We didn't. I guess everybody wasn't on board at the end of the day, which is fine. But it's there.
So there were people who, the more it went along, definitely were kind of like, I don't know.
Like once when we recorded, everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was just weird because like when we recorded, everything was fine, and then like when we weren't recording, it just I guess the vibes weren't there at some points, but there's also a lot going on at the time in everybody's life, which probably played a big role in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we just and eventually we all just kind of came to the agreement, just like right now wasn't the best time to do this. But like we didn't say we were never gonna do it again. Just at this moment, it's not the best time. And then just ever since then, we've never really talked about rekindling it or anything like that. So yeah,
Okay.
it's an old flame.
I mean, for so many people who felt they were running out of time, they really
Yeah, 9 to 5.
did not
yeah.
feel like pushing the button.
No,
like-
now that I'm looking at it, we did the 3 topics that we chose from that were like the serious, like heavy duty topics.
Do you have any did when that just kind of like died? Did you think of doing anything else? Like what? Like because I know you. When I was gonna say like the bullet point is what have you been doing since? But I know you're still
Yeah.
finishing school and
No, yeah, I've definitely wanted to finish school. Like I think a big part of like wanting to do the podcast and kind of like getting that going was whenever like the Pandy Wandy hit and Um, got you guys. Stopped working at Regal and stuff like that. I was just kind of at home. I was still in school, but I was watching like a lot of streamers and all that stuff. And I was like, I want to be a streamer. I want to do this. And I was like, let me do it. But then I just never did it. Right. And then I was like, okay, I can. And then I got into streaming, then podcasting. So I was like, let's do a podcast. And then like I did it and whatever. But like since then, I do have like a plan, or not a plan, but like I've thought of a way to get back into that space and like something that would be really cool and I'm excited to work on. It would just I I would need more time, and it'd be like after I graduate type of deal. But it would be involved, like YouTube, doing all that stuff. So that's kind of what I've been doing in the meantime, is just kind of thinking of more ways to do like a media thing, like YouTube or Twitch or something like that, or another podcast.
And you're on one right now.
I am, and this has been a blast. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Look at that. Wow.
Glad to have you.
The only thing I will say
JJTPing.
is don't get so hung up on the thinking. If you do have any like little things you can do to prep,
Hmm.
I say do it. Like,
Yeah.
because you can definitely get in your head about what you want, and then you take that first step, and you're not gonna be where you want to be, you know? And
Hmm.
that can be discouraging in a way.
Right. No, for sure. No, but like my girlfriend has a YouTube channel, and she's had it for year, 2 years, and like it's like a tutoring like YouTube channel for like math and stuff like that. But it's cool to see, like, because that was also my idea. I gave her a long time ago, because like whenever I was back in the day when I was doing my math classes, um, I would watch a lot of YouTube videos on, like, I didn't understand something, so I'd just go to YouTube and watch videos, and that's how I learned. So I was like, listen, you're already a math tutor. Just make a YouTube video out of it, like, and post it. Like, this dude, one of the prominent ones, has like a million subscribers. Like, the good thing about like math is it's not going to change. Like a lot of like the gaming YouTubers and content creators, they run in that problem of they never know like when their stuff is not going to hit as it is right now, and
Right.
it just kind of falls. But it's like with math, with the education aspect, like it's all going to pretty much be the same, and people can come back to it. So I was just like, you can just do math, and it's cool to watch it from where it started to where it is now, and like that was my idea. I don't let her forget it.
Gosh.
I will say something though. The way they teach math does change. If you've ever
Yeah,
watched,
that's true.
there was like comedians who would talk about how they did math back in the day and how we do math now, and it's kind of weird how that does change, like so dramatically. Even like I remember watching how they used to solve math back in the day, and it made no sense to me. Well, because I was taught a certain way, you know?
Yeah.
Well, now they do like the Common Core stuff, which is confusing. I don't know. I'm not in any math classes at the moment.
So before we move on to Michelle, one last question. There was four of you.
Hmm.
Who has the files to the videos?
My girlfriend.
Okay. So technically, if you wanted to put them on the internet,
Yes, they're uploaded. All three of them. They're just
uh,
privated.
okay.
Yeah, so they're there. I mean,
And
I
and you know what's great? You're the youngest, so once the other three die, or the other two die, you can just hit publish. You don't need their permission
Jesus
anymore.
Christ, Jesus. I get, that's one way to think about
I guess
it.
you're the youngest in this room as well. I assume. I actually don't know Michelle's age, but I'm assuming close to John's. Did she take out the headphones?
Yeah, I think maybe her phone's gonna die. Oh, it might have just died because look at how it's frozen and
Due to some technical difficulties, we will be back in a moment. It's been a moment. Welcome back.
Okay.
it's your turn is the point.
Okay.
So the outcome, where's the project now? Things you've learned. What have you been doing since? How it failed? Go.
The project is dead. Mostly dead. I want to get back into making jewelry, but like who knows how long that's gonna take because like I said, I take a long time to do things, to make myself do things. So hopefully, I mean, I should really get back into it. So I want to. It's my goal to get back into it and make jewelry. And like I'll still post it on the Etsy shop, but I'm not going to put so much pressure on myself to sell things, even if it really piles up in our home and I have like a ton of things that like are just sitting there. Um I and also I'll probably like just start making things again, maybe to give to my mom and my nana. My nana always gets happy when I give her jewelry. Yeah, so I can always just make jewelry for my nana. I guess there's that. Um,
I think that was like the biggest issue though, just seeing it and I was saying it the whole time is like it was supposed to be a hobby,
Right.
and she put the pressure of business on it and that took all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
yeah, that just made me more. It just became another source of like depression and frustration and stress. What was the other question?
Things you've learned. What have you been doing since, I guess?
I learned how to make basic jewelry.
That's always good.
You got better. The stuff you made in the beginning versus the stuff you made at the end is pretty big difference.
Yeah, I started getting better at stuff because it was pretty. I feel like it looked rough in the beginning. Like it looked really amateur in the beginning. And then it started getting better. Like I used actual clasps and stuff, and instead of, just tying it together and making it using stretchy bands or whatever. Yeah, I feel like it started getting more and more sophisticated looking. Like I would actually, what? Why are you
So-
laughing?
no, because you had stuff break when you
Oh
gave
my
it to
god.
people, and it was so funny to me because every time she'd be like, here's this thing, and then they take it and they put it on and it breaks, and she just starts crying.
Aw.
Yeah, that happened a couple times.
I'm sorry, but it was just
He's not exaggerating either. I really did like cry because I was like, I was giving this present to this person,
but you
and
learned to
then
make them better after that because of that,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, because of that, I did learn how to make them better. But um, that is something I need to work on. Not immediately breaking down when something goes wrong, because like cooking, I feel like is another creative pursuit I have, and but like anytime something goes remotely wrong, I like have a mental breakdown and I throw myself on the couch and I'm like, it's ruined. And John has to come in and say, no, it's okay. We can still eat this. We can still save this. And then he like fixes my mistake that usually is fixable anyway. I just, have a mental freak out. And
The best one was the mashed potatoes.
yeah, like I did not do the measurements right and I made them way too liquidy and I
It was a
was
soup.
and John came in and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I made the mashed potatoes."
That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
There have been multiple times where he walks in on me cooking and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I just have a lot of feelings." And he's like, "Okay, but it's okay. We're gonna be okay." Yeah, so that's obviously a thing I need to work on in general, not just jewelry making. I do want to pick it up again, and I even tried to make jewelry for men, but I don't really know what men wear, so I feel like it just looked like a bracelet with darker colors. Yeah. So that, yeah. But I did try to like branch out a bit. I want to get back into it and just make gifts for people and not put pressure on myself to like sell things. So there was one coworker who like I mentioned in passing that I like I made jewelry a bit, and she was like, "What was your shop?" So I showed her, and she's like, "Oh shit, this is really good. Can you make 12 of these and then a few of these?" And I'm like, "I mean, I guess so." And she's like, "This would make a great gift." And I'm like, "Okay, I mean, maybe, you know." She's like, she's like, "Let me know, let me know, let me know." And I'm like, "Okay." Um, but yeah, she probably already forgot, so yeah.
No, what? No, she requested it. You just make it and then she buys it. That's how that works. When someone requests something, you do it, and then the agreed upon price, which she already saw the shop, is what they have to pay. Like, why is she gonna put pressure on you to make it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, she already
Yeah.
asked you. You gotta make it.
That's true. Maybe she was just being nice though.
She asked for a lot of them. Like, what the
Yeah, that's
heck?
the
And
thing.
multiple.
She's got a lot of nieces and nephews.
Yeah, so she wants them. Like, you just gotta make it. I don't That's insane to me if you're not gonna
Or were
make
they
them.
also siblings? They might have also been siblings. Or either or. Which one? I can't remember which one.
So
She has a lot of
she
family members.
so she was probably not just being nice. Sounds like she
Oh,
wanted a product.
If you're being nice, you order one.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
"Oh, I'll take one," that's being nice. Fucking putting
You
in an
ordered
order for a
12.
family, like, that's not they
Especially
want it.
her family.
Yeah, extended family apparently, like, it just yeah, just freaking make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see what I want to do.
Oh my
I want to
god.
try to I want to try to make it for her. I just I just always have the paranoia that like, I'm going to give it to someone and it's going to break again.
Shit breaks.
Just just make it. Well, again, you've learned, so you make sure you make it the best you can, and then if there's an issue, you can correct it for free. Like, I'll take it back and make a new one or something.
Yeah. I feel like my years in customer service, I feel like I don't use that enough cuz I feel like I could have used that more with the business side of things, but yeah, I still don't want to put too much pressure on myself with like business stuff. I want to just
Yeah, but
make
she's
it
also your
because
friend, so you can look
that's
at it
true.
that way and just do it because your friend asked you to do
That's true. Yeah. But then that makes me feel weird asking her to pay for it.
Money is not real. It's fine.
it.
Cuz like I feel weird asking friends to like pay for things because of how she is. She'll probably be like, but friends support friends.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, maybe I'll talk to her more about it. But yeah, I definitely just want to start making jewelry in general because it's good. It was a good creative pursuit while it was no pressure.
Right.
Yeah, and plus I just like crystals and stuff. Not because like, I think there's actual magical powers attached to them. I just think it is interesting the meanings people attach to them and how pretty they are and all the different varieties. I'm always telling John about them and different types of stuff like that, and he doesn't really have an interest in it at all, but he's very nice and he listens. And when I would show him my jewelry, he would be like, "Looks nice. Okay." Or he would be like, "Hmm, not so crazy about this one." So he would at least be very honest, even though he
Right.
doesn't really like wear jewelry at all ever.
I guess it's my turn. What are the bullet points? Where is the project now? I mean, all my videos and stuff are available on Slugbed James. Yes, Slugbed James. Formerly Slugbed Reviews. Um, things I've learned. I I think I took a lot of the things I've learned. I applied to this podcast. Uh, I took less. We do a podcast once a month instead of once a week, like most podcasts do, because baby steps. It's better to do baby steps, work your way up. Um, I think I came at this at a much better like level of this is just gonna be something me and John do. Whatever happens, happens. We're gonna do this for fun, but also to just put something out there, create something, and that's the important part for right now. And if it goes somewhere, great. We gave ourselves a timeline of a year. And not only that, there was a lot of planning with this podcast. Like what we spent like a month or two before we got something out there, John.
Yeah. And we even
Yeah,
pushed it back a month because I don't know, we just wanted to make sure we were gonna
hit. Yeah, I
yeah,
think.
actually hit the dates and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there was with you working the night shift and your schedule not being the same, like something happened, so we pushed it a month. Yeah. At some point I want to stream, and if I stream, I'm gonna do it on that Slugbed James channel. I'll probably use our Twitter and Instagram to, let people know if any of John's friends want to watch me stream, I'll put it out there as that's pretty much our audience right now.
John's friends.
Yeah. I don't think I'm wrong. Also head of games.
Head of games.
#1 fan.
I feel like we've shouted out almost everyone who watches except for 2 people. I've told you like my friend Elijah watches, so I just want to say thank you to him because I didn't know that he was watching like every episode, but now he's been commenting on the last few. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, he is, so that's nice. And then another one that my friend Kat, she has been watching since the beginning. She's given us some feedback or whatever, but I've never
Right.
mentioned. So thank you to them.
Shout out.
Shout out.
And what have we been doing since? Oh yeah. So yeah, the podcast, which is my main creative pursuit right now. That me and John will probably have to have a meeting one of these days to because want to discuss some shit with him. But uh, yeah, and I guess that's pretty much where my YouTube channel is. I want to get back to it. I kind of have to fix my computer. It's fucked up. Yeah, let's go with fucked up.
Are you gonna make another blog?
No, blogs are
Oh,
dead. Blogs are
are
dead.
they are?
Most blogs are dead.
Oh, I don't know. I
I
don't
mean, there's a
know
lot
any
of
blogs.
blogs, but they're not called blogs anymore.
Oh,
No,
what are they
like
called?
I don't know. Like,
websites.
but I say Substack. What's that?
Medium. That's
It's just like brand
yeah.
names of like what blogs are.
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
have
People
a
have kind of taken
Medium.
over.
I have a Ghost thing.
But
Yeah.
what is like? That's the brand. Like, is that the company? Like, is Substack a company? Like, what is that?
I've never heard of Substack. Let me look that one up.
Oh yeah, I hear people say like I have a Substack. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Substack is an online platform that provides publishing, payment, analytics, and design. It's a platform service.
Like I've seen like people, how like you're telling me about people who quit like the website that they worked for and they do their own thing. Like they'll start with that.
Right.
Some people.
Like it looks like this can be used for blogging, portfolios, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shops. It's looking like. So yeah, this is like where Blogspot was blogs. It gave
Yeah.
you a place to write things. It seems people are more so putting blogging with just more website features as well, which is great. Whatever. But I feel like a lot of people are more in that video content, audio content, and then they have a blog off to the side, like some recipe, like TikTokers. They'll have like a blog to have a written out recipe, but really they're getting their content out by recording themselves making tofu fish sticks or whatever.
That was so specific.
Oh,
I couldn't remember
He watched
the
it before
ones.
he
Oh,
started
I thought you were
this.
gonna say I couldn't remember foods.
are you gonna make another podcast?
I think I need to make new friends to do that.
Also, fuck John.
I mean, John is very much welcome, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Michelle. It's hard enough getting a podcast out once a month. And honestly, I would like to maybe start upping production once I'm done with my little class that I'm trying to find new careers. I would love to push up production to be like twice a month or something like that. It's definitely difficult with me and John. No, it's mostly John. Well, no, I have a set schedule. John does not, and then John's batteries are different from mine. If that makes any sense. If John is tired, he is tired.
Oh, like the battery in his body.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, like when he is tired, he is tired. When I am tired and I have something set, I just fucking do it. Unless it's a thing that I'm doing by myself, then I procrastinate. But if I make plans with someone, oh dear God, I make plans because that's the only socialization I will get.
Yeah, John gets grumpy when he's tired. He doesn't wanna talk to people.
But if we have a set plan, I do it.
But you're grumpy. Inside.
But also, like, the thing is, if we have you will also, like, I think, in consideration of everything, like, when making plans, you'd be like, no, I'm too tired. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where I think I'm more, unless I have something else going on, I try to do it. Like, right now, this is going to be the busiest weekend of my life. I got this. After we're done recording this, I have to go do a bunch of hours of homework. I in the morning I have to go get a suit for a wedding and for interviews, and then Friday night I have to do more homework. Saturday morning I have to finish up everything, the checklist for my class stuff, or else I'm gonna get booted from the program. And then Saturday night I have to edit this podcast. Now, would I rather be playing Digimon Survive for all those times? Absolutely. That's a really fun game, even though the translation is not that great, but it's still it's John played Digimon Survive.
Probably not going to.
That Digimon theme song still gets stuck in my head.
Which one? Dun, dun,
From
dun,
the TV
dun,
show.
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
that
dun,
one.
dun, 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 dun.
Digital Monsters, Digimon, we are the champions. I sing that like a lot when John plays Apex and he picks up the Digithreat. Like every time he picks up a Digithreat, I sing it, and it probably drives him crazy.
I think I ended up singing the Digimon theme every time we went through those warp portals in
Yeah,
Apex.
Oh, okay. We need to close up this.
Yeah. I don't even know where we left off, so we're just gonna start here. So yeah, that's been all our creative pursuits. that we feel that we failed at one way or the other. And I think a wise man once said, "You're always a failure until you're not."
You failed a lot.
Who said that?
I feel like I said that on one of the podcasts. I'm trying this thing where I'm being like self-assured, but it's too
Oh,
much
it's a
work.
callback. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Roll
It
call.
feels so long ago. Was that in our death podcast? That was in our death podcast.
You're always a failure until you're not.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But go ahead.
Thank you.
That
I
is
mean,
because defined failure
me,
and success.
not me.
Not me.
Failure, me, not success, not me. Done.
Fair.
I think a better thing to say is you kind of don't learn until you fucking try. And it's always better to just try and learn from mistakes, because that's how we got to, what is this, episode 8 of the podcast? Like, we're episode 8 in this, and this is the longest thing me and John have done consistently together.
8
And
months.
yeah, we're almost at the baby stage.
8-month-old is a baby.
No, like after 9 months, baby comes out.
Oh, so we're
Yeah.
just a fucking fetus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's not bad. You got to start somewhere.
No one's taking care of us. We're not totally supported by another person.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, fine. The metaphor's not there. Get over it.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going with this, so let's just end this fucker. I want to thank our special guests, Michelle and Garrett. So let's start with Michelle. Is there anywhere people can follow you if you want people to follow you? If not, we'll move on.
I have an Instagram. It is Michelle3Claire. I don't really post on there except maybe once every 4 to 6 months, but I'm there. And
And check out her Etsy shop.
oh, and you can check out my Etsy shop, Seashell Trinkets.
The link is also on her Instagram.
The link is also in my Instagram.
And will be in the description of the podcast.
Mhm.
Hey. All right, and that is me. Yes, Michelle.
Garrett, where, if you want people to follow you on the internet, where's a good place to follow you? And I don't know, anything you want to like share to the masses, all 25 downloads a week?
Listen, 25 is better than 24. No, my Instagram is gbell_20. If you want to follow me there.
He does not
I
post.
I don't
You do not
post,
post
but
ever.
Or reply to you.
yes, I do. I replied to you.
You just started.
Yeah, that's okay. And you just started replying to me, so what are we really doing? If you need any math help, I'm paid to say this. The A+ tutor on YouTube.
You're paid to say this?
I am paid to say that. Yep, it's in my contract, legally obligated.
All right.
And if you are good at Apex, I'm looking to be carried to Predator. So hit me up on my Instagram. And that's about
hilarious. I like how you had to weed them out first, that you didn't give your PlayStation ID. You were like, you know what? Just hit me on my Instagram first.
it. Right. I'll be honest, I don't know my PlayStation ID off the top of my head, so I
Or
couldn't
what
give
do you
it to you.
see?
I know,
Yeah.
but it's spelled. Oh yeah, so it's a lowercase r,
No, I
capital
don't think that
W,
matters.
zero. Okay,
It's not
R
case
what do you see?
sensitive. Yeah.
But there is zeros for the O's, so if you want to play some
Oh.
Apex, I can't
I
just
feel
get
like
Woody.
you just made that up.
No, there's zeros for the O's.
No, I feel like you just made that up.
Okay.
Well, either
That was
way,
awesome.
they can
Either
try.
way.
John is also on Apex. John, tell him.
They're We linked to my YouTube last time, I think, or something.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
fine.
Oh
okay.
yeah,
Like,
Everyone,
you don't
everyone's
want
added
you
me.
don't
No one
want
wants
to
to play
carry?
Apex with me. I can't carry anyone to Predator.
No, but you don't want to be carried?
No,
Oh,
Michelle,
no,
listen,
I would
listen,
love to be
listen. If
carried.
I get the carry, John's already in my squad, so he gets carried too.
Oh, hey, okay. He's trying to help you, Jen.
Also, if you want to see some dope Apex videos, follow Oila Highs. I think I pronounced that right. I can never pronounce it.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Um,
It's not a real word.
yeah, so we're gonna get the audio situation figured out. We're gonna be popping off.
Oh, you should spell it. You should spell it. Oilahhize. Oilahhize. Some people
Link
call
is
him
in the
oil.
description.
Okay.
Links in the description.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome. I'm here to help.
I want to thank everyone who has listened to the podcast. We definitely encourage you to write a review on iTunes and Spotify. Give us 5 stars. Share us with your friends. We are currently 999,691 downloads away from 1 million downloads. We are almost there. We are almost there. So share us with friends. Force your friends to listen to us. If I can force John into creating a blog back in 2010 and writing about new old Cole from Infamous, you can force your friends to listen to us.
Thank you, listeners.
Be like Michelle, write a review.
I wrote a lot of reviews.
Did you?
She comments on.
I commented on a lot of YouTube videos.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, is that the end? I don't know. Was that a good end? You guys judge.
I don't know. We kept jumping in and out of the end.
I think it was fine. A little chaotic.
So I don't know how to do an outro.
You didn't need to do an outro.
I didn't know that you shouldn't jump in to an outro.
It's fine. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Okay.
See ya.
It gives a character. No? Okay.
I'm,
It
I'm
doesn't.
clicking stop. I'm clicking stop recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'll click stop. Oh, wait. I don't have. Wait.
You don't have to click anything, Michelle.